She's not looking at him because he's young. She's looking at him because of something most men lose, and a few men gain with age. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Most people never do. That stillness, that quiet, that sense that this person has already survived something and came out the other side without needing to prove it. There are 3 changes that happen to a man over time, and almost no one explains them correctly. Not because they're complicated, because most people are too busy telling men what they're losing to notice what they're gaining. If you're watching this, if something in these first moments feels familiar, stay. What I'm about to tell you changes how you understand attraction for the rest of your life. There's one moment later in this video that men over 40 almost always pause at, not because it surprises them, because it's the first time anyone has said out loud what they already knew. Researchers studied attraction across cultures: Europe, Asia, South America, Africa, and what they found dismantles almost everything people assume about desire. When women describe what they are deeply drawn to, it's almost never about youth. And this is where most people get it wrong. The modern world optimizes for attention, not connection. What people are drawn to is presence, groundedness, someone who doesn't need room to validate them because they've already built something inside themselves that doesn't require approval. Someone who has been broken and rebuilt, who has failed and continued, who has loved and lost and chose to love again. Youth is an advantage in many things, but in the quiet, serious business of love, time is the better teacher. Every man who carries this presence went through something that nearly broke him, a relationship that ended, a loss that changed him, a version of himself he had to let go. He sat in the wreckage and made a choice, not dramatically, not all at once, slowly, quietly. He kept going. That experience, that surviving, is not baggage. It is structure. It is what makes a person capable of holding someone else without collapsing. And that leads to the first quality: emotional containment, not coldness, not silence, the ability to be in chaos and not become the chaos. Most men think strength means reacting. It doesn't. Reacting is easy. Staying steady when everything inside you wants to explode, that takes years in a world full of people who react to everything. The person who can stay still becomes a place of safety. The second quality: decisiveness, because constant indecision is exhausting. Eventually, you stop trusting the person who cannot decide. Clarity creates safety. Someone who can say, "This is where we're going," and carry that weight. That is not control. That is relief. The third quality: selective attention, the quiet signal that says, "I do not need approval to feel complete." Attention is the most valuable currency in the modern world, and the person who doesn't give it away freely is the one people notice. The most attractive thing a person can communicate is not need. It is wholeness, the sense that they were already complete. And they are choosing you not because they have to, but because they want to. And then there is love, not the kind that burns fast, but the kind that stays. The kind that doesn't leave when things stop being easy. The kind that sits beside you in silence when there is nothing left to say. That is love built over time. And here's the moment most people pause at. Everything you went through, none of it was wasted. It was preparation. not for something dramatic, for something quiet. The ability to sit in a room and not need it, and have it come to you anyway. Your age is not the distance between you and your best years. It is the evidence of how many times you chose to survive them. You are never competing with younger men. You are becoming something they have not yet had time to become. Something that cannot be rushed, cannot be bought, cannot be performed, only lived. What did life have to break in you before you became who you are now?